Good morning. Today is Alma Chapter 25. And in this chapter, it's just an account of some battles that happened, some wars, and then the sons of Mosiah rejoice in their missionary success. And so what happens is that when the Lamanites stop killing the anti-Nephi Lehi's, they become angry, and they decide that it's the Nephites' fault that this has happened. So they go over to Zarahemla and start to destroy Ammonihah. And then the people of Amulon's descendants, they start burning the believers, and the Lamanites turn on them and start hunting them. And that's basically all that's happening in this chapter. And there's not a lot. There's just these 2 pages here in my supplemental. But one thing that stuck out to me in my reading last night was that when the Lamanites got angry for their own actions, what they did was blame somebody else and went and attacked them. The city of Ammonihah needed to be destroyed. I mean, it had to be. It was prophesied that they would be, and it says that in this complex series of events, we see confirmed the words of Alma that the word of God must be fulfilled. So they had to be destroyed. But in the same instance, it's like, Lamanites, it's time to take responsibility for your own actions. It's not the Nephites' fault that you're killing your brethren. It's your own fault. Or, more importantly, it's the Ammonites and the Amalekites' fault. They stirred you up to anger against them. They convinced you to go to war against them. Anyways, just another reason why the Lamanites are so irritating. It's like they're so lazy. And also just, they're a perfect example of how you don't want to be or how you don't want to raise your children. Constantly blaming somebody else for your misdeeds. Oh, well, my kid got in trouble at school because the teacher doesn't like him. Not because he's a hyper, brat who can't focus on school and thinks that he's king of the world, Anyways, moving on. Then it talks about the law of Moses. And it just says that the Israelites were a stiff-necked people, and so they had to have this lower law to be like their schoolmaster, to teach them what was going to happen. That salvation didn't come through the law, but through the atonement. It was supposed to be a type. It was supposed to be a teacher. And they didn't quite understand that. They never quite fully grasped that concept. And then in verse 17, it says that the Lord had granted unto them according to their prayers, and that he had also verified his word unto them in every particular. And this is speaking of the sons of Mosiah, and how before they went, he gave them certain blessings and certain promises if they would do this thing. And they're just reflecting now and seeing that his word had been fulfilled in every particular. And it just says, the sons of Mosiah come to the end of their 14-year mission among the Lamanites. Their missionary harvest has been great. They know that the Lord has answered their prayers in every particular, and they are full of joy because of it. As we look back upon our own lives, to what extent can we discern the hand of the Lord in our successes? With an eye of faith and a disposition to pray always, we will, like the sons of Mosiah, be able to see that the Lord has verified his word unto us in every particular. And I don't know why, but I love the phrasing every particular. It flows very nicely. I enjoy saying it. And, but in thinking about it, how has the Lord verified his word to me in every particular? And I'm not at the end of my life, so it's not there yet. In my patriarchal blessing, it says that I will get married and that I will have children. Not there yet. Don't believe I will be, but we'll see. And, but just in my successes, just thinking about my life in the last year alone, I moved to Utah and and got this crazy job, and right before Corona, where had I stayed in Yakima, I would have lost my house, I would have lost my job, I would still be probably still be out of work in Yakima unless I wanted to take some super crappy job. I would have had to move in with Mom or Wendy. I wouldn't have my own house anymore. I wouldn't have all the things that I thought were so great about my life in Yakima. But moving here, there was the museum job that I really wanted that I didn't get, which had I gotten, I would have been out of work because of Corona. But instead I got the UPS job, which was considered essential, so I had a home to live in and a stable, steady job during Corona, and I mean, it worked out perfectly for me, and it's like, well, why was it so perfect for me? I don't know why I was so lucky, why I was so blessed. Maybe it's because he said, hey, Haley, here's something you need to do, and I listened. Maybe. Anyways. All right. Chapter 25 is over. All right. I love you all. I'll talk to you later.